Let me tell you something you won't hear in most doctors' offices, commercials, or glossy health magazines. There is one everyday factor that's slowly, silently dismantling your bedroom power, and 99% of men over 60 have absolutely no idea it's happening to them. It's not aging. It's not stress. It's not even your testosterone, not directly. It's something far more deceptive. And today, as a physician who's spent more than 3 decades treating men just like you, men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, I'm going to explain exactly what's behind the scenes, what no one is telling you. And if you stay with me, I'll show you not only how to spot it, but how to reverse it in a medically sound, biologically logical way that doesn't rely on empty promises or overpriced pills. Now, before we go further, let me ask you this. Have you ever stood in front of the mirror and wondered, where did my fire go? Your body looks the same, but something deeper feels switched off. You're not broken, but the engine isn't revving the way it used to. That, my friend, is the quiet signal of something I call vascular starvation. It's when the microvascular system, the tiny blood vessels that supply the reproductive organs, begin to degrade. Not from disease, not from lack of testosterone alone, but from inflammation driven by poor oxygenation and blood flow. And what causes that? Sedentary insulin resistance. Yes, the very thing you thought was just a blood sugar issue, that creeping resistance to insulin, is the real thief of your vitality in the bedroom. The physiology behind the decline. Let's break it down. When you consume carbohydrates, especially processed ones, your body needs insulin to process the sugar and shuttle it into cells. But over time, especially with reduced muscle mass and decreased physical activity in your 60s, your cells become less responsive. That's insulin resistance. Insulin resistance causes your body to store more fat, especially around the midsection. That fat, particularly visceral fat, isn't passive. It's inflammatory. It secretes cytokines that damage blood vessels, including the delicate endothelial lining inside the arteries. This leads to endothelial dysfunction, the real root cause of poor erections and loss of sexual stamina. But here's what most men miss. The first blood vessels to get damaged are the smallest, the ones in the brain, the eyes, and the penis. That's why bedroom issues are often the first warning sign of systemic vascular problems, and yet 99% of men ignore it. They blame it on age, they accept it as natural decline. I'm here to tell you it's not inevitable, it's preventable, it's reversible, but you have to know what's sabotaging you. Let me give you a real example. The story of Janusz, a real case. Janusz, 67, from Krakow, Poland, former construction worker, big hands, big laugh, always strong. But for the past 2 years, something had changed. He told me bluntly, "Doc, I still love my wife, but my body, it doesn't respond." He blamed it on stress, then on his cholesterol meds. But when we ran a fasting insulin test, something stood out. His fasting glucose was normal, but his insulin was sky high. That was the red flag. His body was fighting to keep his blood sugar normal, but at a cost: constant inflammation, damaged vessels, and silent destruction of bedroom power. The medical truth: fasting insulin is the canary in the coal mine. Most men only check glucose. That's not enough. Fasting insulin tells us how hard your pancreas is working and how resistant your cells are. Normal fasting insulin, 2 to 5 mmol. Early warning zone, 6 to 9 mmol. High risk zone, 10 mmol and above. Janusz was at 14. He had no diabetes, no hypertension, but his endothelial system was screaming for help. He wasn't sick yet, but he was losing the very thing that made him feel alive. The real fix: stop the damage at its source. Now, I won't insult your intelligence with vague advice like eat better. You deserve specifics. 1. Cut insulin-spiking foods immediately. That means white bread, sugary drinks, pasta, cookies, pastries, even healthy fruit juices. Why? Because these spike blood sugar rapidly, forcing your body into an insulin overload. That, in turn, triggers inflammation, impairs nitric oxide production, and narrows vessels. Nitric oxide is a key molecule that helps blood vessels relax, crucial for proper blood flow during arousal. Without it, forget performance. 2. Walk after meals. Yes, it's that simple. A brisk 10 to 15-minute walk after each meal can reduce postprandial blood sugar by up to 30%. This means lower insulin output, better vascular health, and ultimately better performance. Walking activates GLUT4 transporters in muscles, helping shuttle glucose without needing as much insulin. It's one of the most powerful free tools a man has. We've just scratched the surface. In the next part, I'll show you the key nutrients and exercises that actively repair your blood vessels, and the one test most men never get, but should do before it's too late. Are you ready to take control again? Let's continue where we left off, because now that you understand what's breaking your system down, it's time to focus on how to build it back up. We're not here to chase symptoms. We're here to reclaim function, to revitalize blood flow, and to restore your biology, starting from the inside. And the first place we start? Micronutrient restoration, the overlooked deficiency that's quietly ruining male performance. Men over 60 are chronically low in one particular mineral, and it plays a direct role in hormone balance, endothelial function, and nitric oxide production. I'm talking about magnesium. Magnesium is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions in the human body. But when it comes to sexual health, there are three key roles it plays. Supports testosterone production. Magnesium helps reduce sex hormone binding globulin, SHBG, freeing up more bioavailable testosterone. That's the kind your body actually uses. Reduces inflammation. Low magnesium is linked with elevated C-reactive protein, CRP, a marker of systemic inflammation that impairs vascular integrity. Boosts nitric oxide production. Without magnesium, the enzyme ENOS, endothelial nitric oxide synthase, cannot work efficiently. That means blood vessels can't relax properly, and blood flow suffers. Men should aim for 400 to 500 milligrams per day of elemental magnesium, ideally from magnesium glycinate, best for absorption and sleep. Magnesium citrate, gentle on digestion. Avoid magnesium oxide. It has poor absorption and may cause diarrhea. But nutrition alone isn't enough. You need to move smart. Let me be crystal clear. The right movement can restore endothelial flexibility, upregulate testosterone, and activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and arousal system that many men unknowingly neglect. So what kind of exercise actually helps your bedroom power? Not hours on a treadmill, not heavy weightlifting that exhausts your joints, but targeted movements that improve vascular elasticity, pelvic blood flow, and autonomic nervous system balance. Here are two evidence-backed routines I recommend to men over 60. Routine number 1, pelvic floor activation, 5 minutes a day. This isn't just about Kegels. Most men do them wrong, squeezing too much, too long without breath control. Here's how to do it right. Step 1, sit on a firm chair, spine straight. Step 2, inhale slowly through your nose. Step 3, as you exhale, gently contract the muscles you'd use to stop urination midstream. Hold for 3 seconds. Step 4, release and relax fully. Repeat 10 reps. Do this 2x a day. Why it works. The pelvic floor muscles, pubococcygeus, play a crucial role in erectile rigidity and ejaculatory control. Strengthening them improves pressure and endurance during intimacy. Routine number 2, vascular wake-up walks, 15 minutes twice daily. Not just any walk. This one has a pattern. 2 minutes normal pace, 1 minute fast pace. Repeat x5. Why it works. This interval-style walking triggers both vascular dilation and muscle glucose uptake, enhancing insulin sensitivity and restoring arterial responsiveness. More blood flow, more responsiveness equals more confidence. The silent hormone nobody checks. Everyone talks about testosterone, but let me ask you, when was the last time you checked your DHEAS? DHEA, dehydroepiandrosterone, is a precursor hormone made in the adrenal glands. It's responsible for supporting testosterone production, enhancing libido, reducing cortisol, the stress hormone. After age 60, DHEA levels drop significantly, for some men by 70 to 80%, and yet it's rarely measured, even more rarely addressed. Healthy DHEAS levels for men over 60, 100 to 300 micrograms per deciliter. If you're below 100, you may feel flat, not depressed, just dulled, low energy, reduced drive, poor recovery, and yes, poor performance in bed. DHEA supplementation at 25 to 50 milligrams per day may be appropriate for some men, but must be evaluated and monitored by a physician, especially if you have a history of prostate issues. A note on testosterone and why it's not the whole story. You've seen the ads, you've heard the promises, but I'm going to tell you something uncomfortable. Testosterone replacement is often used as a crutch, not a cure. If you replace testosterone without addressing insulin resistance, inflammation, vascular health, You're just putting fuel into a damaged engine. Yes, testosterone matters, but it is the last domino, not the first. Men with healthy vessels and stable blood sugar often see testosterone recover naturally with 7 to 8 hours of sleep, evening magnesium, resistance training moderate, intermittent fasting, or time restricted eating 12 to 14 hours. Testosterone is a mirror, not the master. It reflects your lifestyle. It doesn't dictate it. Now, before we move into the last part, where I'll share one herbal compound with solid evidence for bedroom support, a specific blood test 95% of men ignore, but is predictive of future decline, and a deep message you need to hear as a man over 60. Let me remind you of one thing. No one is coming to fix this for you. There is no magic bullet, but there is truth. There is science, and there is you, making a decision today that your body and your partner will thank you for tomorrow. We've covered the silent saboteurs. We've addressed the real root of decline. Now it's time to give you the tools to fight back, not with wishful thinking, but with clarity, strategy, and strength. And yes, nature still has a few gifts left for men like you, if you know where to look. The natural compound backed by science, but often misunderstood. Let me be clear. I don't throw herbs around casually. I don't deal in miracle roots or social media fads, but there is one compound, deeply studied, with over a dozen peer-reviewed trials behind it, that has shown reliable support for improved erectile rigidity, enhanced libido, better stress tolerance, and even mild increases in free testosterone. It's called Panax ginseng, often referred to as Korean red ginseng. Here's how it works. The primary active compounds in ginseng are ginsenosides. These molecules have been shown to enhance nitric oxide production, improving blood flow to the penile tissue, regulate the hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis, supporting testosterone output, modulate cortisol response, protecting testosterone from stress-induced suppression. Standard dose, 600 milligrams, 1,000 milligrams daily, standardized to 5% ginsenosides. Use it cyclically, 3 weeks on, 1 week off, to maintain efficacy and prevent receptor fatigue. But, as always, talk to your physician first, especially if you're taking medications for blood pressure, blood thinners, or diabetes. The forgotten test that tells the truth about your arteries. Before you start any aggressive intervention, whether it's supplements, hormones, or lifestyle overhaul, you need one crucial number. ApoB, apolipoprotein B, is a far more accurate marker than your LDL cholesterol. It tells us the total number of atherogenic particles, the ones that actually penetrate artery walls and start plaque formation. Why it matters. Men with high ApoB are more likely to have endothelial stiffness, reduced penile blood flow, and increased risk of silent cardiovascular decline, even with normal cholesterol. Ideal ApoB, under 80 milligrams per daily. Borderline 80 to 100 milligrams, high risk over 100 milligrams per daily. Ask your doctor for this test. Demand it. It may be the earliest indicator that your bedroom issues are a sign of a deeper storm brewing inside your arteries. And trust me, more than once I've caught a simple ED complaint that ended up saving a man from a major heart event. The deeper truth most men avoid facing. Now allow me to say something to you, not as a physician, but as a man who has walked this road beside thousands of other men. Men who felt like they were fading, who had begun to believe that decline was inevitable. And here's what I want to tell you from the bottom of my experience. Your manhood is not just your hormone levels, not your erections, not your muscle mass. It's your ability to respond, to adapt, to take responsibility for the signals your body sends, and to act before it's too late. You may be 60, you may be 70. But if you're watching this, if something inside you stirred during this message, then you are not done. You are not finished. And let me say this clearly. Men don't die from low testosterone. They die from apathy, from delay, from accepting slow decay because society told them it was just part of getting older. But what I've seen, what I've witnessed in clinic after clinic, is that the moment a man decides to reclaim his biology, even just a little, something incredible happens. Sleep improves. Energy stabilizes. His partner notices. He notices. Not because of a blue pill, not because of a gimmick, but because he took himself seriously again. Your next steps with purpose. If you've made it this far, I want to thank you. It means you're already ahead of 99% of men who would rather scroll than solve. Now here's what you do next. Not tomorrow, but today. Get your fasting insulin checked. Ask for an ApoB blood test. Start walking after every meal. 10 minutes, no excuses. Cut out high sugar, insulin spiking foods. Supplement smart, magnesium and ginseng only if you're cleared. Train your pelvic floor like you train your arms, daily, intentionally. And above all, speak to your doctor with clarity. Bring data, bring questions, demand more than silence. A final word from one man to another. Before I let you go, let me say this. You were not built to fade away quietly. You were made for strength, not just of body, but of heart, of will. Whatever you've lost can be rebuilt. Whatever you've ignored can be faced. Whatever feels distant can return, but only if you choose it. So take that walk, ask for that test, start that change. And if this video helped you, I ask just one thing. Leave a comment. Tell your story. Let others know they're not alone. Share this with a brother, a father, a friend who needs to hear it. And subscribe, not for me, but for you. Because your next chapter isn't written in decline. It's written in choice. And I believe, if you're still watching, that you're ready to make it. Take care of yourself, my friend. You've got more life ahead than you think. Let's make sure you can feel all of it.